Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Attention Ditto Heads. Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's James Golden.
Welcome, my friends, to the Thursday edition. Where's the clip? We're not playing a clip today in the front of the program because the clip that we were going to use, many of you on many of these fine stations that carry this program, and thank you for carrying it, many of you also carry Dominic Carter. And Dominic Carter used the clip to end his show that we were going to use to start our show, which is Cardi B. The rapper Cardi B made an endorsement. I've never seen an endorsement like this ever made before. Did you actually see the image of the endorsement, Carlos? Carlos, you got to look at it. TJ, did you see the images from her endorsement? No. You have to see what is who and how it's, her intellect is on display. Both of them, as she endorses Jasmin. Look it up. Look for the video of Cardi B endorsing Jasmin Crockett. And you will see her intellect is on display during the whole endorsement, practically. Both of them, for all to see. Welcome, my friends, to the Thursday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Fastest hour in American media. Let me get this out of the way really quickly. I kind of lost my temper. Carlos, I even saw a tweet of yours, a post come through. It was on that, the Bobert woman. I was like, oh yeah, I was a little miffed when I posted it. So they had a hearing today. Hillary is trying to turn the tables. She was behind Senate doors. It's closed testimony for now. They're going to release it later. But anyway, her whole time, she's trying to say, look at Trump, look at Trump, look at Trump. And then she's using her famous refrain, I don't recall anything. My mind is like jello, jello, jello. I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't recall ever meeting Epstein. Who's Epstein? I don't know an Epstein. Epstein who? Trump. So that's the here. Now, they're in the middle of this hearing, and then her lawyers have an S-fit. Why? Because Representative Lauren Boebert decided that she wanted to take a picture of Hillary and her attorneys and send it to the social media influencer Benny Johnson. Now, it's against House rules for either a member or guest to take pictures in there in the closed sessions. But Boebert decides she's going to do it anyway, and I don't know what was promised to Boebert. I mean, what did Benny Johnson promise her? He's going to take her to the movies or something, and he'll hold the popcorn? I mean, so I just posted on, if this is true, what a stupid, dumb thing to do. Representative Boebert should immediately be thrown off the committee and face disciplinary action from the Congress. And I stand by that. I'm getting sick of this business. I mean, this is just so stupid. What kind of... It is a dumb thing to do. The House rules say you don't do this, you don't take pictures, but she, Miss Boebert, always has to be big DQ in the news, decides she's going to take a picture and send it to some social media influencer. The guy has a bunch of followers, I understand that. I mean, but come on. You distract from the story there with a dumb act? It's dumb. Boebert. I'm getting sick of these drama queens. In Congress. Let the Democrats have the drama queens. They have plenty of them. On the Republican side, we don't need the DQ community, and they're always trying to get themselves in some kind of story or doing something. Stop it already. Complete dumbness. Now, my friends, I got that out of the way. Thank you. All right, now enough time has gone by, so we can't be accused of copying our. Because I had this from early this morning. Did you see the picture that I'm talking about of the endorsement? Yeah, you see what I mean by her intellect being on display, both of them? Yeah. Anyway, this is the endorsement of Jasmin Crockett by the woman. I was going to play one of her songs, but her most well-known song we can't play because if we played it, we would be thrown off the air. That well-known song is it? We can't even say the name, can we? But the initials are WAP, correct? I'm asking you guys, you guys that know Cardi B. What are the initials of Cardi B's most famous song? Somebody help me here. WAP. W-A-P. And we can't play the song, nor can I tell you what the song's... What, Carlos? What?
Does that stand
you
for...
gotta talk to me. I can't...
Does it stand for We Are Proud?
No.
Is it a patriotic song?
It's not a patriotic song at all, my friend.
That sounds like it might be a really patriotic song. I would like to listen to this. I never heard it before. I don't know her, but if she's a patriot, I'm down with her.
Oh, you'd be down, I think, with maybe what she...
I'm down a couple ways.
It's not We Are Proud.
Oh, all right. I'll look it up.
Yes, it's the condition of a certain... I can't. Anyway, here is Cardi B.
Listen up, y'all. Early primary voting is happening right now in Texas. And we need Jasmin Crockett to win. She is running for U.S. Senate. And if you want somebody that's going to fight for your right, if you want somebody to fight for your community, if you want somebody that's going to go up there and represent you and represent your issues, please vote for my sister Jasmin Crockett. Because one thing about it, she's going to fight her best. She's going to fight whoever she has to, so your voice and your problems could be heard. Vote right now. This counts so much. Vote right now.
Yeah. She's going to go up there. You know, I love that. Because like with Sisters, and when Sisters with Voices came, SWV, they did like this song. I love this song too. Right Here. Do we have Right Here in the library with Sisters with Voices? Because I love that. We're going to be right here. I love when one syllable words become two syllables. She's going to go up there. And she's going to go up there and fight. Right here. Where do you go to vote now? If you in Texas, you can go vote right now. Jasmin running in Texas, and she's gonna fight right there for you. And Cardi B, please go vote for my sister Jasmin, cause she's gonna go up there and she's gonna fight for you. And you're wet. Oh, I can't say it. I'm sorry. Almost got into some difficulty there with this one. What do you mean you don't want? I'm getting text from from my dear Debbie Doo. What do you mean you don't want to hear about that song? I mean, how can I tell you? Okay, never mind. Carlos, we need to take a break early right now that you've heard the big endorsement from Cardi B. Do we have SWV? We don't have Sister with Voices. We don't have... Come on, man. Right here. We used to... Oh, boy. Anyway. James Golden, Snerdley with you. Fastest hour in America.
Rush. This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
If you're chasing data down instead of seeing it in one place, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite. All your data in one place with built-in AI for real-time insights. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Oh. So the person that told me that Cardi B, it is not. Of course I know about this song. It's not appropriate for your audience, but you know about it. How very, very interesting. Well, I know what's going on in music. It's more than music. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know, one of the things we've heard from pundits about the State of the Union, Princess Di gave us such a wonderful analysis all day yesterday. I want to begin, if we have time, and I believe we do, on a 3-part soundbite. We had to break it into 3 parts because it's long. It's over 7 minutes. And this is not from a political pundit. This is a guy on social media with his take of the State of the Union. He's a black guy, and he'll explain a little bit about his background. Let's go and begin. Cut 2. Here we begin.
So, State of the Union address. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Because last night it really proved that we have some serious division within our country. And I'm just saying this as an Army combat veteran and registered Democrat that's soon to be a Republican. And I'll say that with flying colors. So I can't even. There's no point in me staying in this party. Like for example, I lost my stepfather last year to an illegal immigrant driver who's using the name of a famous Ukrainian chess player as his name on his ID. I'll leave it to you that way. I've never gotten anything from the black community like, hey man, I'm sorry that, you know, the people that we voted in and brought in with our policies caused you to lose, you know, caused your mother a lot of pain, caused your family a lot of pain. I never got none of that. So I knew at the State of the Union that something was going to be addressed about illegal immigrants. And I figured, you know, there was going to be some solidarity, some unity between both parties. Like, you know what, we did bring these people in when we opened the border and they did kill Americans. We're sorry. No. Y'all so fixated. This is why I'm leaving the Democratic Party. Y'all so fixated on hating Trump that you don't care about nothing else going around. All those black people that y'all advocate for every 4 years when it's voting time, election. You're not black if you don't this. Well, some of us are victims of your policies. Some of us got robbed by one of these guys you let out on cashless bail that should be in a mental asylum. Some of us got a child that was murdered or raped by one of these undocumented illegal immigrants that y'all let out on cashless bail. And some of us have lost loved ones that were killed in car accidents by these illegal, non-English, non-sign reading, non-stop sign stopping, non-red light stopping illegal immigrants that can't speak English when DOT pulls them over. Now, I'm going to get back to the State of the Union. I just had to get it off my chest so you can understand what my mindset was when I clicked on this live stream and started watching this with my colleagues. Shout out to Patrick Bet-David and Anton Daniels and DeVory Darkins.
Okay, so he's a vet, as he said, happens to be black, doesn't matter to me. But specifically, he identified in talking about what black Democrats have been doing and the policies that they have been responsible for. And he's expecting to hear something, so go watching the State of the Union to see some kind of unity. And that did not happen. There was no hint of an apology for people that brought in illegal immigrants that have caused harm. And see, we say this. We say harm to the country. The harm is to individuals in our country. The harm is to people in the country. People whose relatives are killed. People whose relatives have been hurt. And he's one of them. And he figured he was going to, as a registered lifelong Democrat, tune in and see something that he could relate to. And he saw something. And what he saw at the State of the Union caused a reaction that has led this man to say, you know what? I've had enough. I have had enough. He goes on and explains it. When I first heard this guy's social media testimony, I said, this guy, I wonder how many others there are like him. And I believe, folks, that there are probably more than the Democrat Party realizes that saw exactly who they were at the State of the Union. And that is something that Princess Diana said. These people are not even aware yet of how they look to the country. We'll be back. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Ladies and gentlemen, we listened to the veteran give the first of what we have broken into 3 sound bites, his review of the State of the Union. He said he's leaving the Democrat Party. He's expecting some sort of unifying message about immigration. And then he talked about the lack of response from politicians. He singled out black politicians about what illegal immigration not only has done to his family, but for the community. Let us rejoin him. I don't even know this guy's name. But all I do know, he's a veteran of the armed services, and he looks to be about in his mid-30s, if you just kind of want a visual description. So here's the second part of his analysis.
Now, there were certain parts where Democrats had the opportunity to stand up, in relation to a child that was hit by a illegal immigrant, almost lost a life, paralyzed, just 5. I know a lot of them old politicians in the Democratic Party got grandkids. So if your grandchild went through that, you'd be like, oh man, that's heartbreaking. Like, no matter who you are, everybody has a soft spot for children. Unless You're on the left because they're willing to castrate them without the parents' consent.
Oops.
Like a child that's 6 years old and 7 years old knows exactly what's going on with their body. Yeah, I'm going to listen to my teacher over to my mama. Matter of fact, I want to be a girl, so go arrest my mama. And then CPS and all these people in the FBI come looking at. No! Yeah, those people that advocate for that, y'all showed y'all last night by not standing up when the president asked, hey, if you're for the American people over illegal immigrants, stand up. And y'all sat down. So y'all really proved my point that y'all don't care nothing about my black. Y'all don't care nothing about the black people that y'all beg for a vote for every 4 years. Y'all do not care. That little girl was a person of color. Isn't that what you put on the front of every policy that you advocate for in your Democratic talking points? But people of color but people of color. Well, that was a 5-year-old person of color that y'all did not stand up for. And that made me sick to my stomach. It's disgusting. Like the president said, y'all are sick. Y'all are so fixated that you can't find nothing on him in the Epstein files, probably because he's the original whistleblower, while the rest of you Democrats was running around hanging with Epstein. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm just trying to understand, man, why y'all could not stand up for my stepfather last night. That's all I wanted to see. Just a couple of Democrats say, no, it's not right that these illegal immigrants. But y'all on the news saying illegal immigrants ain't killed no Americans. Sitting, bitch, who the So yeah. I'm a registered Republican, y'all. I'm sold. I'm gonna go sign up tomorrow.
That was the second part of it. Let's listen, ladies and gentlemen, to the conclusion of this man, this anonymous man on social medias, his takeaways from the State of the Union address.
The newest member of the Republican Party, right here. Yeah, look at y'all don't care about us. Andrew Jackson didn't care about us when he sent all those dark-skinned Indians to Oklahoma. And you got Huguenot in your blood, Andrew Jackson? You need to go back and see what he really looked like. I think he was just a bitter-ass, light-skinned. But that's just me. He did have Huguenot in his blood. And my great-grandfather was a Huguenot. And he's almost as dark as me. But anyway, so back to the State of the Union. We see where our country is at. It's clear and evident that y'all don't want to see nothing prosper under. Y'all would rather see the country tank and go into ruin under Trump, just so y'all can have media talking points to bring it up. Oh, Trump failed. Oh, this, that. But anytime something happens to somebody, oh, it's staged. It's staged. Nobody tried to take him out. Charlie Kirk gets taken out. Well, his dad was a Republican. Why would a guy with a transgender girlfriend go after y'all know why y'all took Charlie Kirk out. Y'all knew he was the future president. You had to make sure that didn't happen. We got to make sure we take him out. Because if these young guys keep listening to him, none of these youngsters going to be out here protesting. But you think Charlie Kirk would have went for that? He would have been like, young people, why y'all out here protesting, man? But anyway, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Back to the State of the Union, man. Like, I'm disgusted, man. I'm just disgusted. I put all this energy into this party. I let all you black liberals call me for the last 4 months, local artists where I live, letting these white liberal friends call me house Negroes and baby killers from my military service. Like, y'all are really some sick and I'm going to start treating you as such. Nothing less. I'm going to treat you the same way I treated those pedophiles that I dealt with on Tuesdays and the Shia Muslims I dealt with on Thursday. I'm going to treat y'all like them. Y'all are the real enemy of the state and always have been. And documentation shows that since the 1800s. Since 1838 of your party's inception. Y'all have always had a problem with a Negro that can speak his mind. How did 12 years a slave happen? Democrats going after black abolitionists and black Republicans. Free people of color. Y'all have never liked us. And I'm starting to see that Democrats don't like a free person of color right here. Y'all don't like us. Y'all don't like us. Any black conservative, he's a he's a this, he's a plantation Negro, even though we the ones saying we don't fear white people, and y'all the ones saying y'all do fear white people. So who's really on the plantation? Y'all can't make that make sense to me. I'm done arguing. I'm done going back and forth. Y'all got it. Stay over there and be a Democratic donkey, and I'll be the black conservative elephant in the room. And you better not touch me. We don't protest, we shoot.
That is his analysis of the State of the Union. He's leaving the Democrat Party. I hope you found that enjoyable and informative as to what that speech did for some people. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this woman's name properly. It's cut 14. Zosita Hinosa, I believe, is it? No, that's not the way it gets. Do you know her name, Carlos? So I don't know why you're shaking your head like I'm pronouncing it wrong when you don't know. Thank you. Anyway, she's on CNN, and she claimed she was on with Scott Jennings. And so I thought that we would just prove something about when you hear liberals speaking. So we are going to play that cut first. We are going to pause. Listen, Carlos. We are going to pause after she gets through. For 5 seconds, I will count them down. And then we will play a Democrat candidate from Illinois. Her name is Kat Abugazaleh. What? She's running for Congress in Illinois. We're going to play Miss Hinozosha, and then we're going to play Miss Kat. Back to back. Let us begin with cut 14. And here we go.
Democrats have started to go, they're more moderate on immigration. You don't hear them so much talking about, progressive immigration policies because people understand that Democrats have lost trust on that issue.
Whoa. Sochi. Abolish ICE.
Democrats are not for abolish ICE. I'm sorry. They're not.
I hate to be the person to break the news to you. That's where your party is.
That is not where the party is at all.
It's where your candidates are, and it's where the candidates who are winning primaries are right now.
I will say that my home state of Texas, what you will hear from candidates there is essentially that the border must
What's Jasmin Crockett going to say?
That's what she is saying. The border must be secure. And that we need to do everything to keep people.
That's the baseline Democrat position.
That is not the baseline Democratic
if
position.
If you polled it right now, does anybody here doubt over half Democrats would say
I've seen the Democratic polling. The Democratic polling right now says that people are not for abolishing ICE, and neither are Democrats.
There are a number.
We'll make room for you in the Republican Party.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Abolish and prosecute ICE. We need to repeal the Patriot Act. We need to lift refugee caps, and we need to offer complete amnesty and citizenship to any immigrant here who has not committed a violent crime. Additionally, we need trials. There is no moving forward without justice. Stern words for Greg Bovino aren't enough. Body cameras aren't enough. We need people willing to put everything on the line, not when it's politically convenient, and not have their hands in their pockets.
That, again, Democrat congressional candidate Kat Abugazaleh in Illinois, after we heard from Zosha saying that, well, Democrats have moderated their stance. Democrats don't want to abolish ICE. And Scott Jennings specifically says, your candidates do. The people here. No, they don't. We've moderated. And just listen to her one more time. The Democrat candidate, cut 15. Let's listen to her one more time. The first thing out of her mouth, abolish ICE.
Abolish and prosecute ICE. We need to repeal the Patriot Act. We need to lift refugee caps, and we need to offer complete amnesty and citizenship to any immigrant here who has not committed a violent crime. Additionally, we need trials. There is no moving forward without justice. Stern words for Greg Bovino aren't enough. Body cameras aren't enough.
We want full amnesty for all illegals, unless, of course, they've committed a violent crime. Then we'll just let them out of jail so they can terrorize you again. And then she's running for office. How about the Democrats in office? This is Representative Ayanna Pressley, who has, by the way, her family has made a lot of dough. since she's been in Congress, and she refuses to answer questions about it. And cut 16, and here is your nice moderate stance from Democrats on immigration. Ayanna Pressley.
April, again, is someone who's been calling for the defunding and abolishing of it since 2018. It cannot be reformed. This is not about training, in my opinion. This is not about new standards or protocols. If the KKK cannot be reformed, then ICE certainly cannot be, because this is just another group of masked white militia.
So, there's your very moderate stance from Democrats sitting and their candidates. Now, by the way, fraud still in the news. Here's a very funny, I found this amusing, from the Abby show. So anytime a guest brings up something damn, Abby just jumps. She's not going to have, she's going to jump right in and try to defend it. Cut 7 from Abby Phillips' show on the fraud that is still taking place around the country.
Money that is going to actual human beings.
Yeah, and I think that's why Republicans are so outraged. There's reporting from the City Journal that money that was supposed to go to help the elderly and the disabled was actually funneled to the Al-Shabaab terror group in Somalia. So I think we should all be furious.
There were accusations of that and absolutely no proof
about that
actually
So that's
happened.
what we're going to find. So let's look into it.
There were allegations,
let's lift up
but
the couch
no
cushions.
proof that actually happened.
But what so the reporting is totally wrong? I think we should all...
Again, prosecuting fraud, no one disagrees with. Right. Okay? But again, why is it only one state when there's fraud happening all over the country?
Well, it might be more than one state. I mean, the reporting was that they're considering other states as well.
She's arguing with Lydia Moynihan, brilliant columnist and writer with the New York Post, Lydia Moynihan. And Lydia just raises what the allegations were in a newspaper. And here comes Abby. Well, that hasn't been proven. That hasn't been proven. It hasn't been disproven either, Abby. And why are we just looking at one state, Minnesota, when there's fraud everywhere? Oh, so we're not supposed to talk about fraud in Minnesota because there's fraud everywhere the Democrats run, and we are talking about it. But further to the point, this is the same network, the same type of reporters. Don't forget, Abby Phillip was with the Washington Post. And don't forget, this is the same newspaper, part of the same cabal of journalists that for years and years reported on every single unsubstantiated, unproven aspect of Russian collusion like it was true. And she has the audacity, the nerve to sit up and say, well, that's not proven. And now you're on CNN, and they kept on with this whole Russian collusion. These are the people that denied when people were trying to tell them that the Hunter Biden laptop. They denied it was true, wouldn't report it. And she's sitting here complaining because there were allegations in a newspaper, but it's about Somali fraud in Minnesota. And why are we just picking on Minnesota? It's ridiculous. And furthermore, my friends, there is so much happening right now that the CNN, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Associated Press, all of them are not reporting on. There are citizen journalists out here that are actually, and I love this, folks, the world is changing. You would have to wait to see stories develop. Right now, you're seeing the working of the stories if you follow certain people on social media. You have citizen journalists traveling to all parts of the country. They're in California. They are in other states, and they're going to these addresses where there are multiple, in some cases, hundreds of people registered to vote. And they're asking the people there, what is this? In some cases, they're abandoned houses. In California, there was a business. There was a post office box with over 116 people registered to vote. So the mainstream press is busy telling you that Trump is saying there's no falsely saying this and falsely saying that. But you have people on the ground now that are spreading out throughout America, going to these addresses where there are, in some cases, vacant houses, in some cases, single houses posing as businesses, in some cases, businesses, and they're checking. And guess what? It is impossible that what is happening on the voter rolls is true, and yet not one word of that is being reported. There's not even an acknowledgement on CNN, on Abby's show, in the New York Times, in the Washington Post, that this is happening. But guess what? It's happening, and people that are online see it happening in real time. You are seeing the dishonesty of the mainstream press while Abby sits and tries to cancel out a news report that her network can't be bothered with. And good work to you, Lydia Moynihan, for bringing it up. James Golden Snerdley, we got to take a break. We're going to do it right now.
Rush. This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
It's The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush.
Now, here's James Golden.
It's Johnny Cash's heavenly birthday today. He was born in 1932. In 1928, American hero Fats Domino was born. Billy Steinberg also has a birthday today. He was born in 1950. You don't know who Billy Steinberg is. You know his songs, though. He wrote this one for Cyndi Lauper. Phil Collins does a beautiful job on this, too. You know what else he wrote? He wrote Like a Virgin for Madonna. So Emotional for Whitney Houston. Alone. Eternal Flame by the Bangles. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your family, your loved ones. Love and gratitude for your being here with me, allowing me to be with you. God willing, back tomorrow for the Can't Believe It's Already Friday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, fastest hour in American media. Till then, I bid you adieu. The American mainstream press is crumbling. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Rural Americans deserve access to the best our nation has to offer, especially when it comes to health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families' health. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.